right, we got through the hard part. Here we are, a little bit after 9 o'clock. Just want to make sure everything sounds the way it's supposed to. I know Vaughn has had its share of issues over the last couple of weeks. I've been watching very closely. So I just want to make sure that everything is sounding the way it should be. Let me just take a quick peek over here and look here. All right. All right. Tonight, my executive engineer is going to be Mr. Music Retro Mike. He says it's okay. We are ready to do it. So, gang, with that, I say this. Just after 9 o'clock in the big town, my name is Paul DeMarco, and there is always a better song right here on Music Radio Totally 70s, still America's number one choice.
America's number one choice. The best music. Totally 70s. Mr. 70s on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Paul DeMarco, it's Friday. Excellent. Number one. 1975.
Music Radio, Totally 70s, America's number one choice. It only takes less than a minute to crash the server on Vaughn Live every time I get on the radio.
The best music. Totally.
I don't know why, that's just the way that it is. It's 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. The weekend's here. And trust me, gang, we will get through this together this evening as Vaughn does one crazy crash after another. Just go on over to the MyTuner application where it always sounds better and you have absolutely nothing to worry about except watching my lips freeze on camera from time to time. It is the weekend and the music, well, it's on us tonight. We got great stuff on the way. Gary Wright, the Brothers Johnson, Alan Parsons, Styx, Fleetwood Mac, just to name a couple of great songs you will be hearing tonight on Totally 70s. And, of course, twice as many chances to be a winner. Yep, we've got that for you, too. We've got, actually, the 5 Babies contest. And wait a second. This is a typo on my part here. It says make the connection, but that's not what it is. It's 5 Babies, and it's going to be 5 songs in 10 seconds. Those are the 2 contests tonight, and twice as many chances for you to be a winner of a $25 gift card, courtesy of Amazon.com and your friends here at Totally 70s. And, of course, there's more. While thumbing through my emails, I realized that Mr. Music Retro Mike had sent in a rather interesting weeknight spotlight, and I thought, you know what? Tonight is the night we're going to do this thing, Mike. So I decided Grammy winners 1970 through 1989. That is in tonight's spotlight. Grammy winners of 1970 through 1989. And hey, when it comes to Mr. Music putting something together, this cat don't mess around. So you want to stick around for that? That's coming your way at 11:30 Eastern Time tonight. So do stick around. We're going to open up those phone lines in a couple of minutes to contribute to your delinquency and mine for requests, dedications, or if you want to just outright abuse the heck out of me, you can do that. I'll be the guy to talk to. So what do you say? It's time for the girls to scream in Mr. 70s here, that Finally Friday thing, and we'll get things underway for you here on Totally 70s. Let me turn the monitors down, and all right, I think we're ready. Yes, girls? All right, go ahead. I know what happened. You crazy girls. Go ahead and scream your thing.
Finally Friday! Thank God it's Friday!
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday!
Yeah.
It's Friday!
Yeah.
It's Friday!
Yeah.
Oh, work song! Thank God it's Friday! America's number one choice! The 70s sound, we're totally 70s. With the best music all weekend. Mr. 70s on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Paul DeMarco. What you feel, what you feel? Stop, sit down.
Oh, yes, that is what I call music on a Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Music Radio, Totally 70s.
Non-stop music, commercial free, Totally 70s.
Certainly is non-stop for the weekend. You, me, and all the great songs you grew up with. And weatherman says clear and cold for the overnight. Lows around 25 degrees tomorrow. Sunny, breezy in New York town with a high around 47. And that's definitely worth a few hoo-hoos and a few ha-has, if I say so myself. Right there, ladies? I'm sure it does, right? Yes, yes, and a hoo-ha to you too. Tomorrow night, clear skies, lows near 30, and Sunday, sunny and mild with a high near 50. 48 degrees in New York with the 3 degrees on Totally 70s.
When will I see you again?
Oh, yes, all across the USA, the UK, and all over the world around finer computers, there is always a better song right here on Music Radio Totally 70s. It's America's #1. Just the good songs, non-stop, commercial-free, and stereo music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here's Fleetwood Mac on 70s. Yes, the Mac Attack is back and here to stay all the way on Music Radio Totally 70s. This is America's #1 choice. That's the one. Totally. That certainly is. It's 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. It's Mr. 70s speaking to you from the heart of the high-rent district. Whether it's compact disc, good old analog tape, or good old classic vinyl, we've got it for you here on Totally 70s. Here's Boston. Music Radio, Totally 70s classic vinyl at its finest from 1978 Boston, and Don't Look Back. 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, Mr. 70s on the radio. Flash Joe, I see you peeking in there. Thanks for joining us. And the rest of you, thanks for being here tonight on this Finally Friday. You are tuned in and turned on to America's #1 choice. You got the Totally 70s radio network where the music always sounds better. And hey, if you don't believe me, just stick around for a little while. And speaking of a little while, coming up at 10 o'clock, your chance to be a winner in our 5 songs in 10 seconds contest. Here's Gary Wright on 70s.
I've just closed my eyes again.
America's #1 choice for better music on the World Wide Web. The Totally 70s Radio Network.
This is David Bowie.
This is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. This is Lionel Richie.
Flashback.
Totally 70s.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law.
Music Radio, Totally 70s, America's #1 choice. Styx and Renegade and some great classic rock from my high school days. It's 9:32, along with Paul DeMarco, Mr. 70s, you, me, and all the great songs tonight on this Friday evening. And oh my goodness gracious, I got to look over here on Facebook Live. I got to say hi to Ron Broomhauer. Got to say hi to Donna Lombardo and Tracy's out there. But most important, got to say hi to my old schoolmate. Hello to you, Lynn Andrews. I see you hiding over there on Facebook. Thanks for joining us tonight, and thank you for the kind words. You know, these little ears still work pretty darn good for 57 years young.
Your station. Totally.
Well, at least I think so anyway. It's 9:33. It's Mr. 70s.
Mr. 70s.
That's the guy behind the controllers, and what do they call me?
Paul DeMarco.
Ah, yes, and some classic vinyl for Lynn hanging out tonight here on Totally 70s. Here's Yes in stereo inside another long set of your favorites back to back right here on Totally 70s.
Move yourself.
Oh, yes, love it, I do. Some great classic vinyl, the year 1983. And yes, owner of A Lonely Heart by request, right here on Music Radio. It's Totally 70s, America's #1. Well, welcome to Friday Night Flashback. We got a great show lined up for you. And as I mentioned a little while ago, we've got 5 songs in 10 seconds coming up sometime in the 10 o'clock hour. And chances for you to win a $25 gift card from Amazon.com and the Totally 70s Radio Network. And that's not all. Coming up tonight on the Spotlight at 11:30, courtesy of Mr. Music Retro Mike. It's Grammy winners 1970 through 1989. It's all part of what we do here on the weekend at Totally 70s. And I got to say hi to my buddy Ron out there on Facebook. He's also checking in at Schenectady, New York. Yes, all the way out in Schenectady. And I will have some Christopher Cross coming up for you momentarily right here on Friday Night Flashback and Totally 70s. Let's have that jingle. Thank you.
The most
One great song right after another. Direct from vinyl and digital compact disc. This is Flashback with Mr. 70s.
Mr. 70s on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Oh, DeMarco, it's Friday.
I know what's on your mind. Making money, work out fine this time. It's alright, I think we're gonna make it. Making money.
Music Radio, Totally 70s. Christopher Cross. The song is called All Right. The year was 1983. And that's for my buddy Ron Broomhauer up there in upstate New York, somewhere around Schenectady. Thanks for tuning in and turning us on tonight here at the Totally 70s Radio Network.
Music Radio.
Oh, yes, that's us. It's 9:46 here at Totally 70s. And as I take a little peek over on the Vaughn Live chat side, I see that everybody's talking about celebrity crushes when they were a kid. Michael, your celebrity crush was Deidre Hall from Days of Our Lives. Isn't she much older than you are? You naughty boy, you. Anyway, she's still quite the looker, even at her age now, which I imagine she's probably well into her 60s, maybe even 70s by now. But thanks for posting that. Let me take a look here and see who my celebrity crushes were. Of course, Christy McNichol back in the day when she was on the television series Family. Yes, I was a teenager, and she was a cute little thing. And there was a couple of others. I mean, when I was looking at older women that I had crushes on, it was always Raquel Welch, Barbara Eden, and of course, Farrah Fawcett, who you see every day, all day, anytime you tune into Totally 70s. But yes, there was quite a few of them back in the day, and that was back at the time when you had a crush on a different person just about every other week. I miss those days. I do.
The 70s sound. We're Totally 70s. With the best music commercial.
Oh, yes, and let's face it, everybody had a sweetheart back in the day, and so did Frankie in the Knockouts back in the summertime of 1981. Right here on America's #1 choice, you got the Totally 70s Radio Network. You got a favorite you want to hear tonight, buzz me on Skype or give me a call over here on the studio lines, and we'll get something on the radio for you and me too here on 70s.
I know, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Darren Myers has entered the chat room. That means we can officially start the show. At least I think so. Anyway, it's 9:52. It's Mr. 70 speaking to you from the heart of the high-rent district here in New York Town. You've got Music Radio Totally 70s. We are and always will be America's #1 choice for better music on the World Wide Web. Here's the Little River Band.
Friday night, it was late, I was walking you home. We got
Music Radio, Totally 70s, America's #1 choice with the Little River Band. I had the pleasure of seeing them and Seals and Crofts together at the Chance Theater many years ago, and what a fantastic job they did. The song is Reminiscent, and it's right here on Music Radio, Totally 70s. And Tom Buckley, do you know how many times someone has called me a pal on this radio station instead of my real name? So I won't hold anything against you this time. Hey, you know, weekends are special, and every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, it's Casey Kasem's American Top 40. Coming up this Sunday, Casey counts down the music of March the 8th, 1980. That's American Top 40, Sunday afternoons at 3, exclusively here on the Totally 70s Radio Network.
come on and hold me.